Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche usually doesn't comment on how you dress. You could be wearing anything, and for the most part, he will only comment if it's too revealing or too short. But for the most part, he tries to keep those comments to himself. You have freedom to wear whatever you want, but sometimes your clothes can be a little bit distracting, and in that case, he knows he needs to intervene, whether by stepping in and telling you to go change and trying to persuade you into doing so, or just giving in to his thoughts and whims and kissing you until the sun rises. And today you seem to be leaning more towards the latter. You are wearing a see-through shirt, and Scaramouche couldn't help but blush as he looked at you, his eyes blown wide. Why on? Do you know how transparent that is? I do, Skira. That's why I'm wearing it. You say, your answer shocking him, and you smile at his face, cupping his face gently in your hands and pressing a soft kiss to his lips. You know, Skira, when you're shocked like that, you can look really adorable. I look nothing close to that word you just said. Really? You don't look adorable? I don't, and I won't. We'll see about that then. Either way, I love you when you're like this. You murmur softly, wrapping your arms around him. And that's when he knows there's no way he'll be able to resist you. So, all of a sudden, he's pressing himself against you too, his lips against yours in a deep kiss, his arms going underneath your shirt, healing all the things you wanted to. That's what you get for wearing something so transparent. He wanted to get his hands on you, and you weren't making it so difficult to want to either. But after all, he felt very satisfied after all of this. Maybe he needed a break, and he knew just when to provide one. Venti? Venti didn't often stare at you like this. But what could he do? After all, he too had his weaknesses. And his primary weakness would be seeing you all beautiful like this. And eventually he found out no matter what he does, he will not be able to tear his eyes away. And you were enjoying it, the way he was looking at you, like you were something irresistible. Is something wrong, Venti? You ask, playing at innocence, and he knows. So he nods instead. There is something very wrong, my dear. What is it then? You ask curiously, not expecting him to play along. But instead, he only comes closer to you, his arms wrapping around your waist. And slowly, his hands start wandering over you, exploring your body gently, all above your shirt, which is kind of useless now, considering how see-through it was. It really didn't leave much for his imagination. And soon as his hands found their way to your chest, Venti leaned in to give you a soft kiss. As you melted into it, sensations melding into one another, until you felt like you were in complete bliss. Nothing could change that feeling. That way, that Venti always made you feel like you were magical. You closed your eyes against his touches, the way his mouth would go and wander down to your neck, leaving hickeys behind, and you let out a moan. When you tried to hide it, blushing, Venti shook his head, moving your hand away from your mouth and looking into your eyes firmly. Don't hide those sounds from me, Mayan. They're better than any music I will ever make and hear. And at that, you can't help but blush brighter, nodding. Venti was such a flirt, but you knew, with the way he was so gentle and loving, that whenever you needed love and affection from him, he will be certain to give you all that you need. Xiao, well, this was quite scandalous for him. He was very strict about clothes, at least for himself. And whatever you wore, if it was kind of strange for him, he wouldn't make a note of it. He would just go along with the flow, not wanting to bother you, until the situation would prove the need for something else, like someone staring at you and making horrible remarks, or Xiao being utterly distracted. But today, when you wandered out of your room with a see-through shirt on, it felt like a disaster for him and he had no idea how to deal with it. Wayan, are you sure you're supposed to be wearing this with nothing underneath? Have you passed by the mirror? Yes, I have. Is there something wrong with it, Chell? I mean, I think it looks pretty. You say, feeling kind of nervous. But then he nods. You do look pretty, he says hesitantly, blushing brightly, and he murmurs. It's just, it's very see-through. That's why I was asking. You laughed at that, smiling, as you leaned down to give him a soft kiss. Xiao, you're my boyfriend. Why are you so embarrassed? I don't know. I'm not used to this. Well, we could always work on that, you say flirtatiously, and though he blushes brightly, and takes some time to formulate a response, he eventually just says, do you want to? And your answer to that was pretty predictable. You wanted nothing more than to be able to teach him how to be comfortable with this. And also, because you missed him, his touch on your skin, the feel of his lips against yours. Those moments were rare for the two of you, and you wanted to work on that. So, of course, you gave him a nod, pressing one more soft kiss to his forehead. So, where do you want to do this? Here? My bedroom? Or yours? Wait, now? Yes, Xiao. Or do you want to wait? He tells you he wants to wait in the end. And though you're a little bit disappointed, you can't help but chuckle. He just needs to be ready, mentally, so you can do this and be comfortable. And of course, you give him his time.